Lead magnets. You're here because your lead magnet either sucks or you're hoping to pick up a little bit of information about how to make the one you've already got just that little bit better so you can get some more value from the lead magnet that you actually already have. This video is super short, but I've made hundreds of lead magnets over the years. Many of them never worked at all, but then eventually I started to figure out how to make good ones and how to get people to actually use them and how to get them to work. So then there's the hundreds I've also helped my clients make as well. Now, they're all different types of lead magnets, but we're going to focus today on the two main types of lead magnets and how to fix them. So lead magnet type 1, this lead magnet is designed specifically to get as many downloads as possible. The primary use is to grow your email list. We use this kind of lead magnet when we don't really care if the people actually use the lead magnet, because most of the time these types of lead magnets just sit in the download folder. But what we want is we just want the right kinds of people, the right type of people to download these things so they can sign up to our email list so that we don't lose them. Either we want to market to them immediately or we just want to keep a hold of these people so we can communicate them with them in the future so we're not relying on an algorithm. Now, to do these kinds of lead magnets, you're going to need some form of email software like maybe MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or MailerLite's another good one as well. There's tons of options out there. Now, once you have your software, you're going to want to create something. Now, there's different types. There's good versions of these and then there's terrible versions of these. So the worst type of lead magnets to achieve this result we're talking about, these are doing lead magnets. These are things like mini courses and things like challenges. The reason why is because we have to get people to actually do something, and most people are resistant to doing things, and that's why they're going to have less downloads. So in order to maximize the amount of downloads you're going to get, you want something, these are the best ones to get, something like a cheat sheet or a template or a swipe file or a training video, something that's easy to consume. That's what we're looking for here. Something that's easy to consume and instantly usable, then a person is much more likely to add their name, sign up, yep, I want that thing, and then next thing you know, they're on your list and they've also got your thing. So the great thing about these kinds of lead magnets is you can tailor these to the content you're creating, the very specific content you're creating, to ensure you're getting the right people signing up to your list. So you can simply write a post or a newsletter or make a video, and then whatever the topic is, you can then make a cheat sheet or a template or a swipe file or record another video with a bit more in-depth information, and you can just offer it alongside the content. And I'll give you an example of this right now. So in the description box below, you'll see a link that'll take you to my content calendar matrix. This has been downloaded thousands of times over the last 5 years, and it's still being used right now to help coaches, consultants, people with courses, creators get clients from Facebook, from Instagram, and from LinkedIn. Now, lead magnet type 2, these get less downloads, but these get more ideal prospects that lead to more ideal clients. So the primary use here is to make it easy for a person to want to work with you. I call these things ULMs, unique lead mechanisms. Don't be confused by the name. They're just basically a lead magnet on steroids. And these are perfect for people who aren't necessarily marketers, but don't really have much desire either to be nurturing an email list. Now, these kinds of lead magnets, these can be quizzes, assessments, valuations, there could be scorecards. To do these kind of lead magnets really well, you can make it on your own website, sure, but just use one of the software companies that's already doing this really, really well. There's one, Fillout is one of the best ones I've seen at the moment. Their app on the phone looks really, really nice when people are actually using the thing. It looks really cool. What else we got? There's Typeform, there's a Score app. There's various levels of complexity, but I would recommend you just go for something really simple so that there's less friction for the person to use it. Now, the worst versions of these types of lead magnets is when they're created, they offer something to the user that the user doesn't really want, but they probably need. And another mistake on completion, once the person hits submit, is giving that user way too much information. That's overwhelming, and it's not really useful to get the other person to want to reach out and talk to you. You ideally want to give them one insight that gives them an aha moment, and then just simply offer them something that they can then pick up and either binge or take the next step and reach out to you. So you want to leave it in their hands. Now, the best versions of these types of lead magnets have primarily a really good name that describes a highly desirable answer to a particular problem that a person is facing, such as what's your wealth potential, or perhaps a sales page assessment, or how many clients can your audience bring in. So as an example, that last one, That's my one. In the description, you'll find a link. So if you're curious about what your audience should be generating right now, like how many new clients should you be getting from your audience right now, use the link and try it out. Finally, a big mistake that people make with their lead magnets is they include too many calls to action in their content. People say, follow along, like this post. They'll say, get my free lead magnet. They'll say, subscribe to my newsletter. They'll put too many things out there. And that just creates choice paralysis. And people, instead of taking one thing or that one, they just do nothing. Before they know it, the moment has passed. And you could argue that I've just done this with you. I've given you 2 different lead magnets that you can use either one of them. The difference is this: I've used this piece of content to help you figure out which one it is that you want to go for. Do you want to get maximum amount of downloads, or would you prefer to get more tailored ideal prospects reaching out to you? 2 different goals. You pick which one you want. Now, if you're using social media to get clients, you're going to love this next video. It's where I talk about the truth of the algorithm that you wish you knew sooner. I'll see you in the next video.